right? 6'1", buck 86. This is a kid, again, a former 5-star corner that I think immediately is going to have an impact on this Arizona State defense. Welcome back for another edition of Portal Profiles. This time, we're breaking down former Georgia and former Purdue cornerback Nyland Green, who is transferring to Arizona State. Really, really interested to see where they have Green line up. Is he a perimeter corner? Do they move him inside? Maybe he's more your nickel. Could be huge for a team in Arizona State and that Brian Ward defense that is returning every single starter except their nickel corner in Shamari Simmons.
Yeah, he could really fit in anywhere. You're looking at a transfer here that does have experience playing college football. Now, not, a ton, right? Playing at Purdue recently is the most, but of course you're at Georgia before. And I think the exciting part about Nyland is yes, the versatility of where he could be plugged in, but also like you are getting a blue chip prospect.
Yeah.
Right. This is somebody that coming out of Georgia was a 98 composite rating on 24/7 Sports, top 20 player nationally, top 2 cornerback, and the 3rd overall player in Georgia, right?
Yeah, coming out of high school.
Coming out of high school. Now, of course, you're a couple years removed from high school, and it hasn't worked out the best for him, but that's where ASU comes into play. That's where Brian Ward and Kenny Dillingham come into play, where you've seen them find diamonds in the rough, and this is a diamond that wasn't in the rough and then found itself in the rough. Now you got to dust it off and see what you can
Purdue
get.
The rough? Is that what we're getting into?
I would say just not playing as much, because you would have to assume that somebody like Nyland, with that type of talent and that type of pedigree coming out of high school, was expecting to be a major impact. I mean, this is a kid that going into college was projected to be a day 1 NFL draft pick. Yeah. Right? So now you have that type of player with a chip on their shoulder in a system. Yeah, in a system here at Arizona State, it's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, he did spend 3 years at Georgia before his last season at Purdue. Played the most that he's ever played in his college career, obviously at Purdue, 23 total tackles, 5 pass deflections, 2 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. What I love, obviously, from that is you see a kid that's an athlete, right? He's not just a cover corner. He's a kid that, hey, if we're sending you off the edge, we got confidence in you being able to make that tackle on that quarterback, or maybe you're doing it on a run play. Regardless, packs a punch. You got the forced fumble in there. And I love the fact that, again, you have the pedigree of a guy coming from Georgia, and then, obviously, Purdue. He has played some big-time opponents, right? Being in the SEC, being in the Big Ten, the Big 12, they've got their own teams, and Nyland Green, again, has faced some of the best in the nation. Love the length of him, right? 6'1", buck 86. This is a kid, again, a former 5-star corner that I think immediately is going to have an impact on this Arizona State defense, whether he is a rotational piece at nickel, whether he's a true starter at nickel, or heck, maybe they opt to move a Javen Robinson or a Keith Abney to that nickel spot and they kick Nyland Green outside. This kid has played a lot of college football, right? He's been around a lot of teams, a lot of coaches. I love the fact that you're getting a kid that's been all over the map that does, like you said, have that chip on his shoulder.
We will see exactly where he goes. That's where spring ball is going to come into play. It's going to be very interesting, but Arizona State has a good problem, which is lots of weapons in your secondary. And they just added one that, compared to what some of the other players on this team have proven over the past year, he doesn't have as much on paper to look at. But as far as like, if you are trying to build your ideal like corner,
here he is.
6'1", about a buck 90, extremely athletic, like extremely fast, and somebody who, has played like one of the best players in the country and is looking to get back to that level. If the word perfect keeps coming to mind, it's going to be exciting to see what Nyland Green can do at Arizona State.
Absolutely. I think Brian Ward, Brian Carrington, Kenny Dillingham, they got themselves a good one here in Nyland Green.